Hi, 18 Cinema Summary here. Today, we are going to tell you a full plot line of crime drama movie called Eden. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The film starts in the June of 1994 with an 18-year-old girl named Hyun Jae. Jae is an Asian American girl who has just finished high school. Jae helps around her family's taxidermy shop. She has a really strict and protective mother who doesn't let her stay out late. Jae even hides her cigarettes behind a dumpster. One day, Jae and Abby are smoking when Abby shows her fake ID to get them inside pubs. Her father catches her smoking, but he's not angry. He gives her a rustic ring as a graduation present. The same day, Jae tells her mother that she will finish up the work around the shop after closing and Abby will drive her home. That evening, Jae and Abby go to a pub and order some drinks. They are excited about getting in when a guy notices. He is wearing a fireman uniform, and he buys the girls drinks. Abby drags Jae to talk to the guy and leaves them there. He ends up driving Jae home. He tells Jae that he has to make a phone call. That's when a car pulls up next to theirs. The guy gets out, and he's talking to the man inside the other car when Jae notices multiple uniforms and fake badges in the back seat of the car. She figures out what's going on and tries to make a run for it, but the men quickly catch her. Meanwhile, a marshal named Bob is driving on an empty road talking to someone on his cellular phone. He gets the code for homicide on his police scanner and goes to the crime. A deputy is already there. He's talking to the owner of the land who found the dead body. Bob goes up to them and looks at the dead body. It's a young girl's body that seems to have an ankle bracelet on her leg. Bob then takes out his guns and shoots down both the deputy and the owner. Jae, on the other hand, is coming back to her senses. She notices that she's in a truck with other women. As the truck stops, a man grabs her, and Jae passes out again. Next time, she wakes up in a room that looks like an operation theater. A nurse enters the room and injects some kind of drug into a struggling Jae's arm. That puts Jae back to sleep, and the nurse starts removing her braces. She gives Jae a bath, and they put her in a room. As Jae wakes up, she's in a room with other girls. A man asks the girls to wake up. Many girls come out of multiple rooms and gather in a hallway while Jae stays in bed. Almost all of the girls look to be underage. The man who woke them up is Bob, and he asks his assistant, Vaughn, to give each girl a kitten. He also explains that they are in the middle of nowhere, and if they try to run, they will die in the desert like the girl whose body he found earlier. After each girl takes a kitten, Bob goes into Jae's room and tells her that she will have to cooperate. He tells Jae all the details about her and her family. He threatens to kill Jae's family if she doesn't cooperate. He also gives her the nickname Eden. Eden starts living in a facility that looks like a jail. The facility serves as the headquarters of an illegal prostitution ring. There, the girls are made to shower 2 times a day, and each of them has to take a pregnancy test every day. All of this takes place under the eyes of multiple guards. Eden gets friendly with her roommate Priscilla. One day, Vaughn asks Eden and Priscilla to wear latex bikinis. He takes them to a facility where their hands are handcuffed to the ceiling. Then a woman starts whipping both of them, and all of this is recorded on a video camera. Eden cries after she comes back to the facility, and Priscilla comforts her. A few days later, Vaughn drives Eden to a suburb. She is supposed to meet a client there. Vaughn warns Eden that he will cut off her legs if she didn't learn to smile at the job. Their client is an old man who takes Eden to her room. While Eden is in the room, Vaughn starts to smoke meth. Suddenly, he hears the client's screams. He goes inside the room to see that Eden bit off the client's genitals, and she has escaped the house. He chases after her. Eden manages to make it to some old ladies. She has blood on her mouth, and she begs for help, but Vaughn catches her. He handcuffs her and lies to the ladies that he is an officer and Eden is a junkie. He then takes Eden back to the facility. There, she is lying in a bathtub filled with ice cubes, and her hands are tied. Meanwhile, Bob is angry at Vaughn because he was smoking drugs at a job. He even slaps Vaughn and leaves Eden inside the tub to punish her. A year passes by, and Eden had gotten used to being a prostitute by this time. As they sit in a hall one day, Priscilla tells Eden that the girl who stole her ring works for Vaughn. Her name is Svetlana, and she manages the work for Vaughn. She explains to Eden that these people don't allow girls who are above 18. Priscilla also shares with Eden that she's just 15. Right then, a guard named Ivan forces Priscilla to go with him somewhere. Eden, on the other hand, is taken to a party alongside other girls. There she pleasures old men who ask for her services. On her way back, Eden manages to break the heel of her shoes, and she hides it inside her genitals. She returns to her room to find out that Priscilla isn't there anymore. That night Eden uses the broken heel to threaten Svetlana and to get her ring back. The guards, however, grab her after the commotion, and Vaughn asks her to swallow the ring as punishment. She does so, and then she explains to Vaughn how she can help him manage his business. She tells Vaughn that their organization will kill her soon because she's too old for them, so she wants to act as Vaughn's secretary. Vaughn gets agitated at this and sends her back to her room. A few days later, Vaughn escorts the girls to a party. The guy there pays him half the money and gives him some drugs. The party starts, and the guys are having fun with the girls. Vaughn is smoking during this time. As the party dies down, he asks Eden to follow him, and goes to the guy to ask for the rest of the money. The guy pays Vaughn, but Eden tells him that they didn't pay for overtime. Vaughn asks for money, but the guy refuses to pay, and Vaughn hits him in the face with his gun. The guy instantly pays Vaughn. When Vaughn turns around, he is scared to see that the other two girls have left the party. He searches for them by driving around the streets, and Eden eventually spots the girls in a shop. She hesitates for a while, but then she tells on them, and they are caught again. After getting back, Eden goes to the toilet. As she finishes up, she fishes out her ring from the toilet. The next day, Vaughn takes Eden to his home and asks her to clean it using the cleaning supplies in the cabinet. She finds some of his pictures and learns that he was in the army. The next day, Vaughn gives Eden Svetlana's job and makes her his secretary. He teaches her how to handle clients on the phone and the codes for different ethnicities. He asks her not to talk to anyone who asks about the rates as they are most likely cops. He even takes Eden to meet their drug supplier and explains how the organization works. On the way back, Eden tries to be intimate with him, but he declines. As Eden works for Vaughn, more and more teenage girls are brought to the facility. Meanwhile, Bob is giving a lecture to police officers about drug trafficking. There he meets a detective who asks Bob about the deputy that he killed. He tells Bob that they know Bob's cellular phone was in the area. Bob gets worried and leaves. Back in the facility, Eden receives a call from a customer who asks about rates. She knows that it is probably a cop, but she doesn't tell Vaughn about it anyway. After some days, Vaughn and Eden meet with Bob near an empty lake. Vaughn drags out two bodies from the van and explains how one of them belongs to Svetlana. They take Bob's boat and go into the lake, where Bob starts fishing. Bob notices that Vaughn is jumpy. He starts pointing out how Vaughn can't learn anything from him. As he's pointing out Vaughn's flaws, Vaughn bashes his head with a wooden stick. He kills Bob and starts smoking drugs while Eden is sitting there in shock. Vaughn is now the head of the facility, and he takes Eden to a guy named Mario's place. Eden recognizes Mario to be the same guy who abducted her. She's a little upset and goes to the bathroom. On her way, she finds a room that looks like a hospital nursery. She also hears a girl's voice in a room. She opens the door to find Priscilla in that room. Priscilla is pregnant, and Eden understands that the place is used to sell the babies of girls who get pregnant. She is horrified and throws up. When she goes back, Vaughn figures out that Eden knows about the dark secret of that place. On their way back, Vaughn asks Eden to pull up on the side of the road. He wants to test Eden's loyalty, so he asks her to shoot the girl who's sitting in the back of the van. He threatens to kill Eden if she doesn't shoot the other girl. Eden is crying as she loads the gun, but Vaughn stops her and tells her that he was just kidding. Then he receives a phone call that Ivan was spying for the cops. He goes back and kills Ivan while the nurse asks Eden and the other girls to burn their belongings. The next day, Vaughn takes Eden to his home, where he tells her that they are going to the Dubai facility. Eden knows that this is her last chance to escape. So, as Vaughn goes to the bathroom, Eden sprays cleaning chemicals into Vaughn's smoke pipe. Vaughn comes out and tells Eden that he will make her his partner in Dubai. Then he starts smoking, but he instantly starts to choke. As he passes out, Eden takes some syringes and drugs from his fridge, cuts her tracking bracelet, and leaves. She goes to Mario's place and pays him to let Priscilla go. He doesn't agree to that, but he agrees to let Eden meet her. As he's taking Eden to Priscilla's room, she jabs Mario with the syringes and kills him. Then she asks Priscilla to leave with her. She also tells Priscilla that Mario sold her baby. They both leave the house and stop at a payphone. The film ends with Eden calling home and talking to her mom while crying. And that brings an end to today's recap of the film Eden. Do share your thoughts on this film in the comments. Feel free to tell us which film you would like to be recapped next. We'll see you in the next video.